The process for conducting an RCA in iReliability is very simple. Keep in mind the RCA module is a tool that will help you facilitate a successful root cause analysis. Access the RCA module by clicking on the RCA link on the Tools page in iReliability. The first order of business is to choose the location in your database that you want to conduct the RCA on. Simply expand the location tree and select the location by clicking on the checkbox. Note, all existing RCAs in the database will be listed here as well. Simply click on the View Existing RCA link to open an existing RCA. After you have selected your location, you can begin the RCA. There are several tabs in the RCA wizard. First, on the Start tab, give your RCA a title. It is worthy to note that you will see any existing fault entries that have been written against this location, if there are any. In the event that the RCA you are conducting is related to an existing fault entry, you can select that entry and it will be tagged to the RCA. If your RCA is not related to an existing fault entry, all you have to do is name your RCA in this step. Next, on the Define tab, define the problem that you will be conducting the RCA on. There are several items of information on this tab: part, failure mode, and how was this problem identified. You do not have to complete this tab to advance. As an example, you may not know up front what the part and failure mode is. You can always come back to this tab and complete that as needed. Keep in mind that conducting an RCA is a fact-finding mission. When you step through the wizard, there may be several pieces of information that you simply don't know yet. That's fine. iReliability does not force you to enter information in any category before you can advance to the next step in the process. You can come back at any time and complete the information when it is known. As an example, you could actually go directly to the Analysis tab after you title your RCA. The RCA wizard is a tool that simply helps you facilitate the RCA process. We don't enforce how you facilitate. There is some worthy information regarding the Parts and Failure Modes section. When adding a part and failure mode on the Define tab, the Part and Failure Mode drop-down list will include all current parts and failure modes as defined in your database. If a part and failure mode does not exist in the list, you can add a part and failure mode by clicking on the Add New Part or Add New Failure Mode links. Simply add the part or failure mode as needed and click on the Add button. Click on the Save This Page of Information button on the Define tab to save your entries. On the Impact tab, you will see several pieces of information as well. Again, this tab can be completed at any time. As an example, you may not know the cost numbers at the time of the RCA. Those numbers can be added on the Impact tab later. Complete the information you do know. Describe the role and function of the location that you are conducting the RCA on, as we have done in this example. In the actual cost or avoidance section, there are categories that you can assign cost to. Note, there are default lists of categories in this database. If you have completed a criticality assessment, the categories in the drop-down will be a product of that assessment. Choose the appropriate category you wish to assign cost to. Next, enter the cost numbers against the category and click on the Add button. The cost numbers will be added to the RCA. Note, cost numbers can be edited or deleted at any time if needed. Finally, you can enter the number of occurrences for this problem and click on the Update Total Cost button. iReliability will do the math for you and return the total cost of the failure. Keep in mind, these numbers can be edited at any time. click on the Save This Page of Information button, and the information you've entered on the Impact tab will be saved. On the Analysis tab, you have two options, Logic Tree and 5Y. The function of the 5Y methodology is that it identifies possible causes of the problem by asking why each event occurred in a chain progression. 5Y facilitates problem solving at the source of the problem and can be used with little training on simple problems. This tool is not for complex root cause events. Let's look at an example of how each of these methodologies work in iReliability, starting with 5Y. First, let's say that our problem is the blower failed, and we want to conduct 5Y analysis to help determine what the cause is. We simply go through a progression of why questions as they relate to the problem that we have identified. Simply enter a why, and then enter comments to summarize the why. Summary comments are optional and can always be added later. After you have made the why entry, click on the Add New button. Your why statement will be added, and you can continue to add why statements. Note: any added why statement can be edited or deleted at any time as necessary. You will notice that you can also add managing evidence to the why statements. You can link several different types of information as managing evidence. On the Add File tab, give your file a name and a description and choose the appropriate item type, such as procedure, manual, case study, etc. Simply browse to the file on your computer and upload it. It's that simple. You can link a web page or a site on the Add Web Links tab. Give your web link a name and description, and again, choose the appropriate linked item type. Key in your URL in the format shown in the example and click on the Enter Link button. You can also link images as managing evidence on the Add Images tab. Let's run through how to add images since there are several steps involved in this process. First, give the image a name and then choose the appropriate linked item type just as you would for adding a file or web link. Next, you will need to link your image. As an example of how this works, click on the Choose Image button to choose an image to upload. Click the Browse button and browse to where the image file is located on your computer. Browse to the image you want to link to the RCA and double-click on the image. Click on the Next button after you have selected the image. When your image is uploaded, you'll be given the opportunity to crop out the desired content of the image. Simply drag the box to expand around the area you wish to link to the RCA. When you have finished, click on the Finish. Your image will be linked to the 5Y. Click on the Save This Attachment Information and Return button. Note: you can link as much managing evidence as you like to the 5Y. Next, let's look at logic tree analysis. If you choose to use logic tree, you will see a screen that looks like the following. In this screen, you can see that the top level of the logic tree is already populated with the title of the RCA. From here, you can begin to add branches to the tree. When you add a branch, you will have 4 cause element types to choose from. Choose the appropriate type for the cause you are adding. The 4 types are: physical. These are physical conditions of the equipment such as shaft misalignment, etc. Latent. These are behaviors such as attitudes toward precision maintenance or PDM, etc. Systemic. These are circumstances such as degraded machine condition or no performance standards, etc. Human. These are capabilities such as skill deficiencies or lack of motivation. To begin adding branches to your logic tree, click on the New link next to the top tree level listed on the Logic Tree Wizard. When the new branch form opens, there will be several fields to populate. First, give the branch or cause a name. In other words, name a cause. You must also select the appropriate logic gate option. There are two options, and or. Simply put, and means that this cause you are entering is dependent on another cause. Choosing or means that the cause stands on its own and does not depend on another cause. Simple definitions are and is equal to this and this cause a failure, or equals this or this causes a failure. Next, choose the cause element type as we defined earlier, and then add an explanation of the cause. The explanation is an optional field. When finished, click on the Update link. The new branch will be added to the logic tree and be listed in the Logic Tree Wizard. You can edit or delete the branch at any time. Note, you can also link managing evidence to branches of the logic tree. The process for adding managing evidence is identical to adding managing evidence to 5Y. You can add as many branches as needed. Keep in mind, click the New link next to the branch that you want to add a new branch to. In your logic tree, it may become evident that you need to rearrange the branches in the tree. You can drag and drop existing branches around if needed. You can drag and drop a branch to any other level of the tree. Simply left-click on a branch and hold down the mouse button while you drag the branch to the desired location. Release the mouse button and the move will be made. The move you made is now updated in the tree. If needed, you can create tasks to address issues defined in your logic tree. If you want to create a task, click on the Create Task link next to the appropriate item. Effectively, you are creating a job bucket to address the problem. Please refer to the demo video on creating job buckets. The act of creating job buckets is the same for all technologies and modules in iReliability. It is worthy to note that you can also print your logic tree if you desire. Above the tree is a link named Click here to print this diagram. Simply click on this link and follow the printing options.